Hello, welcome all. In previous video, we learned about how to make database connection with your application and how to fetch data from the table. So today we will learn about how to connect multiple databases to your application and fetch data from the table, and also how to execute the SQL query. So to connect the databases, we need to create the instance of EDB connection class. In a previous video, we learned that this connection class return the object to web.php here, and we use that object as a variable in our site controller to fetch the data from the query. So, to connect the multiple databases, we have to make a keys to recognize which database is connected to your application. So, what we'll do to connect another database, I have already made a second database, that is E2 data, in our SQL server. So, E2 data contains table store, this is store, and E data, that is our previous database, contains the table, category, and product. To connect this E2 database and E database to our application, we will make keys. Key is required to recognize which database is connected to our application and we are fetching data from which database. So what we'll do, we will make one key, that is database 1 tends to array for the first database, that is E data. Okay, and similarly we do this thing for the second database. I will put the second database key is database 2, and here in DSN I will provide the name of the second database. So my second database is E2 data. So I will write here E2 data. So this is how I make the keys for the two database, E data and E2 data. So I will pass this to the web.php, and here I will call the keys array. So in DB database 1, similarly for DB database 2, and here I will write as old, that is database 1 is known as a DB old and database 2 is known as DB new in our application. So what we'll do, we will check now whether our database is connected or not. So we will go to our site controller page. Okay, in previous video we will write the query to fetch the data from the product table. So now this DB object is changed to DB old. So I will write here DB old, and now I will do same procedure to fetch the data from the second database table. So here I will write some enter values from second database table. Okay, so it will be easily recognized, and I will write here data 2 object. Similarly, E2 tends to instance of application, that is, and here instead of DB old, to connect the second database object which is written in web.php, database 2 is DB new. So I will pass this object here. App tends to DB new, create command, select star from. So the DB new contains which table? E2 data contains store table. So I will fetch this data to in your application. So we will write the name as table name as a store. Okay, and query all. Similarly, print the data. So we will go to the browser and check whether our newly created database is connected or not. So go to the browser, refresh the page. So this is our first data from the data product table data. Okay, and here, so from here values from the second databases, you will get the values or data from the second table. So we will check with the SQL Server also. The store table contains TV unit, electronics, name, and the product section. So it will be showing an ID, name, product section, and all the values of the column. So this is how you can connect the multiple database, more than one database at a time, to your application. You have to remind one thing, that just pass the right database object here, which is you have written in the web.php. Okay, next, now we will learn about how to execute the SQL queries here, and how to fetch the data, and how to manipulate the data. So let's start. I will write executing SQL queries. Okay, so I will write here also in comment, first database, that is me data, and here it is from database, that is v2 data. So you can easily recognize which is connected or not. So let's write some SQL queries to fetch the data. So here I have written select star from the product and query all. Query all means what? Return all the rows from the table. And what do you mean by select a star? Star means all the values. So it will give the all the data, all the rows contains in the product table. So after data is connected, if we can execute the SQL query easily. So we will write here some SQL queries to fetch the data in some other way. So let's start executing SQL queries. I write a query that selects star from the product and query all. Means what? Select star. Star means all the values from the table, that is product is the name of the table, and query all. Query all means what? It should return all the rows of the table. So now I will write a query that contains a specific data, which means what? I'll fetch the data for a specific category or for a specific column. So what we'll do, let's take an example. I want data to be fetched for the category furniture, but there are two values for the furniture category. First is chair and second is a dining table. But I don't want all these two values. I want only one value. So, so how to write the query for that? So let's start from query d1 variable e $app db new db old. I'm fetching data from the product table. So db old, then create command. Next, which command? What command I should write? I will write select from product, that is name of the table, where I put the condition here, where category, that is the name of a column, category equal to which category I want, that is the furniture. So select star from the product where category is equal to furniture, but I want only one value should return. So I will write here query 1 and let's print the result. So for the time being, pass it as one. For a time being, I'll comment this section. Okay, so we'll get data easily. So we'll go to the browser, refresh the page, and get the result only for the one value, that is a chair for the furniture category. If this happens because of we write here query 1, it means it should return only one row. If you have written here query all, then it will return all the rows containing the category furniture. So you can see it returns all the rows which contains the category furniture. This is how you can use the query all and query 1. Okay. The next query we will write to find the distinct value, that means unique value from a particular column. For example, what this store table contains a column product section. In this production, there are so many values of a particular product section. I want the unique values from this column. So how I will write query for that? Let's see. So I will write here unique column values query. Okay, do write query. Just copying it. Instead of D1, I will write D2. D tends to D instead of DB old. I'll write DB new because the store table contain in G2 database, that is new database we have connected. Then create command and here I'll write query for the distinct value. So the query is select distinct. What I have to find the column name. From this column I want the distinct values. So name of the column is product section. So I will write here product section from table name is, this is a query, and the next query we will write to count the number of products or the count the number of values in the table. So we will write query to count the values of the table. So count query to count data. Okay, we will type query here D3 me and tends to DB old, that is from product table. Create command to count the total number of data, total number of values. Select count star from product. Okay, and it will tends to query scalar. It will the query scalar will return the columns value. Okay, and we will print the data. So print total number of data. So total number of values are to return variable t3. And now we will write the query to count the number of values available in the table. So write here count query. Okay, so how to write it? See, count query is simply first of it. Okay, modify the query instead of d2, d3, new variable, d new, the same database we are using for the store table. D new, create command, select count tar from store, and instead of query all we will write query scalar. It will return the column values, and we will print the data. Print total number of data, total number of values in table, and pass the variable d3, semicolon. We will go to the browser, check the result, and the total number of values in the table is 18. We will check it by server. So in store table we have how many entries? Total 18 entries. So this is how you can count the number of values available in the table. This is how you can write the count query. Now we will write the query to insert the data. So insert data. So for that, so to write the insert query, we will write here we app tends to. So I want to insert the data in, suppose, product table. So where it is product table? Okay, in previous G data, that is in old database. I want to insert the product in this product table. So what are the column names? Name, quantity, price, and category. So insert app into DB old. Okay, then write the create command. Create command. What command should write? Tends to insert. Okay, insert into what? Product. Sorry, insert into table name product. Then write the array of the column. So after product, give a comma and write the array of the column name. So first column name is name. Okay, name should contain value. Suppose cube light. Okay, second column name is, which is my second column name, quantity, price, and category. Okay, so QTY, quantity is suppose 20. Next column name is price. It should be 300. and last column name is categories. Category should be suppose electronics. Okay, close the array of the values, close the round brackets of this insert command, then it tends to execute the query. So we will write execute and we will execute the query. So, so we will go to the browser and refresh the page and then we will move to the SQL server. So browser, refresh it, go to the browser, go to the PHP admin. This is the product table, refreshing it and you will get the inserted data here, tube light. Name is tube light, quantity is 20, price is 300 and categories electronics. From this is how you can insert the data into the table. So next query we will learn how to update the data. Update data. So for that we will write a query. Suppose in this product table I want to update some data. Suppose here the table ID is 5, the product name is table and the category is furniture. So what will I do? Instead of table, I will name the change as a dining table. Okay, of the furniture category whose ID is 5. So how I will write the query? Once again, we just copy it from the above. Okay, create command. In that command, write the update query. Update name of the table, that is product. Update product table. How to update? Set name of the column value you want to update. What I have to update here? Name of the product. So I will write dining. Well, this is my new name which I want to set there. Okay, where condition where ID is equal to what is the ID of that table is suppose 5. ID is 5. So ID 5 and same as execute the query. So we will go to the browser, check the result, refresh. So we will go to the browser to check the result. Browser, refresh the page, and go to the data section of the server. Browse it. So it will refresh the database. So where it is updated data is available. You can set the table to dining table. And what condition I have put where is ID is equal to 5. Change the name of the product that is table to dining table. So this is how you can write the queries and execute the command and fetch the data from the database. So today it is enough now to executing the queries. We will see the query builder function features of the e-table in the next videos. So till then, thank you.